Bang! Neves Knives. I'm Jared, and we have a lot to get into. So we have some new Kansept knives that we're going to check out, starting with the new Kansept CONVICT. Now, this is a budget-friendly option. This is the one, the original one had a disc. Then they redid it with double thumb studs, which is my favorite version, and they fixed the sharpening choil. That is how you do a sharpening choil. It is so comfortable, mega smooth. The detent is perfection. So now bringing it to a more budget-friendly option with a liner lock, same blade shape, but now with a hole deployment. Beautiful plunge grind again, exactly how it should be done. Good access to the lock bar, and very smooth. These are fresh out of the package, so have not been used or cut with or anything. So they're still breaking in, but this thing is mega smooth right out of the box. Access to the hole, very generous, really good access. Even with the thumb flick, like I can comfortably put my thumb in there and just, you know, swipe up, and it snaps out there. Extremely comfortable in the hand. It's one of the things I love about the CONVICT is how useful it is. In the pinch grip, very useful. In the reverse grip, cutting straps and stuff, you can literally snag it, and it's almost like you trap the whatever you're cutting into the blade. And then it also does really good with forward cuts. So yeah, very impressive. I do like this quite a bit. It has a non-deep carry, non-reversible clip, so it is just a regular clip, but in the hand it's comfortable. But I do think they should have reversed it, because I'm sure lefties would love to have this one, because yeah, it's very lefty friendly aside from the clip. But awesome knife. The blade steel is 154 cm, and it has a nice stone wash to it to hide some scratches. And it's a sheepdog design, if you did not know that already. But yeah, my favorite Kansept, now with a hole deployment. Now, the next one we're going to check out is the new REVERIE. So here is the budget version. They do have a budget-friendly option, which I've shown many times on the channel. Love this front flipper. But now this is a new one with their Emerald G10, and it looks really good. This isn't Jade G10, this is Emerald G10, and I'll show you some plain G10 here in a second to show you the difference. Titanium bolster lock with their powdered steel Damascus. This is a 9CR powdered steel Damascus, 9CR 440C powdered steel Damascus, which is done extremely well, and you do get better edge retention out of this than you will just regular 9CR, probably because it's a powdered steel instead of just regular 9CR, and for some reason it does seem to hold an edge a bit longer, and it's probably going to be a bit tougher, but it's done extremely well. Really good looking too. Has a real gorgeous look to it, kind of a raindrop effect. I love the way this lock bar is done. It's, you know, the cutout's really nice, super comfortable disengagement, very easy to disengage, and it is glassy smooth. This front flipper is so easy. If you can light a lighter, you can use this front flipper, because you literally act like you're lighting a lighter. And it's so easy. You just got to put your finger on it and drag, whether it's your thumb or your pointer finger. The clip is I mean, I think it's kind of deep carry. It's not really a deep carry clip, but it, you know, it's deep enough, and it's very comfortable in the hand. I do not feel this thing poking up at all, which is good, you know, because you think you might be able to feel that. I personally don't feel it at all. This is a knife that works good in all grips. Again, somewhat of a I want to call it a drop point, but it's somewhat of a straight clip point, but call it what you want. Very cool though. Titanium backspacer with the lanyard pin in the back, so that's always nice to see. If you're going to put a lanyard, put it in the back. The only complaint, T6s. I don't like the T6s, and you know, I kind of wish in this case the plunge grind and choil was done a little bit better. So next is another version of, so I had this on the channel for a minute, but I wanted to get this version because I do not like this version. I knew I'd like this one, and I'll explain why I'm not a big fan of this version. So this is the EGRESS, and the EGRESS has a beautiful blade shape, great blade shape, but I don't like the deployment option on this one. The front flipper just does, it works, you know, but it's the only deployment. When there's so much blade hanging out, I just reverse flick it. Very comfortable in the hand, so I knew if I got this one in the hand, I would even love it even more. Love this harpoon blade shape. Look at that harpoon. What a nasty blade shape. This thing is going to be wicked. Very good at utility cuts. It's going to slice good. And because of the ergos, you can turn this thing around and comfortably get nice and close to the edge if you want to for cutting straps and stuff. Good access to the lock bar. Very smooth on the drop. Great reverse flicking action. Great thumb flicking action, and the front flipper works really good too. I think the whole deployment is better than the front flipping, but it works. But yeah, it's not my favorite front flipper, but it's still decent though. They have the right jimping. They go up and pretty much around. They at least go to the top of it, so it's fairly easy. I just, you know, with so much blade hanging out, the hole is much more satisfying. The clip is a titanium milled pocket clip and backspacer with the hidden lanyard pin in the back. Again, very, very smooth on the drop. And these are just freshly breaking in. So, sharpening choil and plunge grind, decent, not bad. You can see where it starts, where it ends, and they left you life to sharpen off. So I'm not mad at it. And this one, by the way, I should have said this already, is S35 VN blade steel. So more of a premium blade steel. Now it does come in multiple different options. Same thing with all the other knives we've shown already. Like this one has micarta versions. There's a bunch of options with this knife. But there's only a few colors when it comes to the Kansept CONVICT. Now they have these ones in different colors too. Next is, what is the name of this? The REEDUS. This is an interesting one. So I want to call this a Japanese tanto because it is a Japanese tanto. It's a straight back with an authentic Japanese style tanto to it. So a dual grind, and you can see the separation right there. Not much of a secondary tip, more belly, but it slightly has it. Good access to the lock bar, extremely comfortable to disengage. This has a that's one thing I got to give Kansept credit for, man. They knock lock bar access and comfort out of the park. There's also a hole deployment here, so you can use the hole or the studs. The studs work great. And you can kind of use both of them at the same time, where you kind of put your finger in the hole and use the thumb stud. Really cool sound. Nice strong lockup sounding. Oop, that was my fault. Ergonomically, damn comfortable. Very comfortable. I do feel the clip a little bit, and that is my one complaint. It has a deep carry budget clip that is magnetic, so this is not titanium. The whole body and frame lock is all titanium with a titanium backspacer. I think they should have made the clip titanium, but they didn't. I'm sure the clip is going to work good, and it doesn't look bad on it. I do feel it though, but it's still very comfortable, and you can get up nice and tight to the edge. You can turn it around, cut backwards. Pinch grips are going to be decent, even though this isn't really much of a pinch grip knife. You know, I guess you could use the belly sometimes, you know, but slicing and pull cuts is where it's going to be the best. The look of it is very interesting, though. It's definitely something unique, and you can definitely use it left-handed. At least I don't have a problem with it. No death lock out of the lock bar. You can see it does have a steel lock bar insert. And the blade steel on this one is S35 VN again. Now, one complaint, aside from the clip not being titanium, sharpening tool and plunge grind, I wish it was done a little bit better. And they put the stop pin right behind the edge again. I wish they would stop doing that. Stop putting stop pins behind the edge. Because if I want to cut in a choil, I can't. Now, don't get me wrong, they did put it in the thicker part, so you do have a little bit of life to sharpen off. You can sharpen off up to there, and then if you want to add your own choil, you just got to make sure you cut it in from here forward, not from here back. So you could cut in your own choil as long as it's in front of where that stop pin hits. But I just prefer it to be wide open. Other than that, it looks like it's T6 hardware. So the T6 hardware, I'd rather see T8s. It does have an over travel stop on the lock bar, which is nice. Does it have good centering? Yeah, it's nice and centered. So good centering, not too bad. If it is off, and you know what, it might be off by a little bit, but I've been sitting here fidgeting with it, so it is rock solid lockup. I think it's a little bit off to the show side, but I'm sure I could adjust that. Next, whoops. Next is this little guy, which is the dash. The dash. I don't know if that's for short for something, but it is the little dash. No clip, has a wide lanyard hole, and a thumb disc. Now, it's kind of weird because it is very, in my opinion, Kara's not very good at it, but for me, I'm pretty good at reverse flicking this. Like, it just, you know, even though the discs don't poke out farther than the scales, like they're actually thinner than the scales, which I wish they were just a little bit wider. That would make it easier, but it has lots of traction on the disc. So you can put your finger right up to the disc and flick, and it flicks pretty good. Or you can use your thumb. But it's small, so it's not the easiest to manipulate. You can slow roll it. But I prefer the reverse flick on this one just because, you know, it's the easiest for me to do. But it's a little too small for me. It's only a 2-finger knife, basically. You know, maybe 2.5. Because your third finger is like fighting to get on there. It's a pinch grip knife. It's, you know, you just pinch it. The edge is right here. So this part is not sharpened down here, as you can see. So you can choke up right there and do the pinch grip, you know, to open things up. My biggest complaint is this liner lock access. You know, they did not give you access at all. They put this cutout here for the disc, but they should have cut this side out farther so you can get to the lock bar, because it is very tight in there. You have to smash your finger in there to disengage it. So, you know, granted, you know, it's a little tiny knife. A lot of people are probably just going to grab the disc and pull it out like this, but I wish the disc was wider. So I wish it was wider, and I wish they gave you lock bar access. Other than that, you know, it's pretty cool. And it's very snappy. What steel is it? 154 cm. I will say this. It is very smooth. For such a little knife, like, there's no friction. It is very, very smooth. Let's get to the next one, or the last thing. The last thing has actually already been out. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's already been out. But we have a sheath now with a necklace. So you have the Corvid, the mini Corvid, and just so you know, they do have this titanium version with the raindrops in a budget-friendly option in micarta. Then they also have the medium-sized one, the Corvid MIDI, or MIDI Corvid, Corvid M, which has lots of forms of deployment. You got the flipper, the thumb studs, and the reverse flick. Then you also have the beast, the XL Corvid, which is a monster. Now, these two have clips, so you don't have to worry about the necklace. But this one is a little bit too small for a clip, so they give you a necklace, or a chain, which is very cool. It fits in there really good. It's going to hang on, and while it's on your neck, you can yank down, pop it out, flip it, use it, and then put it back in your sheath. So very, very cool. Wrong way. But yeah, so I will link everything I can down in the description for you guys. I think this was a great idea because, you know, it's better than just dropping it at the bottom of your pocket. Look at how smooth that is. Of course it's that smooth. Look at how heavy the blade is. Yeah, this thing's pretty wicked. Anyways, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.